Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about the structure of the great poem The Night in the Panther Skin. Actually, the poem consists of 1669 stanzas. Each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. Actually, the poem is constructed according to particular or unique special form according to the shairi. Poetic form. And you have 2 types of shairi. You have marali shairi, that is high shairi, or dabai shairi, that is low shairi. So here in marali shairi, as already mentioned before, each line of this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, consists of exactly 16 syllables. And the 16 syllables that we have in each line are broken into 4 segments: 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the marali shairi or high shairi, each segment consists of 4 syllables: 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And here we have a comma or break after the second segment. Okay, while in the Dabari shairi, each line is also broken into 4 segments: 1, 2, 3, 4. But the first segment consists of 5 syllables, the second segment consists of 3 syllables, the third segment consists of 5 syllables, and finally the fourth segment consists of 3 syllables. So I repeat again that in marali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, with a comma or break after the second syllable, after the second segment here. And in the Dabari shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. And whenever we have marali shairi, the structure of the stanza is according to the marali shairi, then the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. While when you have the dabai shairi, then the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. I must also clarify or explain 2 concepts about fast pace and slow pace. Okay, what is fast pace? When the pace of the plot is fast, but what does it mean fast? It means that the stanza talks about things that happened during a long period of time, for example 1 year or 2 years. Okay, this is the meaning of fast pace. Okay, and what is the meaning of slow pace? In a slow pace, the poet describes in the stanza feelings, emotions, uh, and also we can have in a stanza metaphors, and the first possibility of slow pace is whenever you have a quoting of some character, the things that some character tells to another character, then it will be in a slow pace. Okay, so we have three options that the stanza will be according to the slow pace. Okay, either the poet describes feelings, emotions in the stanza, or the stanza consists of metaphors, or whenever the stanza quotes the things of someone tells to another one. In all those three cases, the pace of the plot will be slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so in order to clarify those things, I present to you a couple of examples, and I forgot to mention another characteristic that we have in this great poem. The characteristic is that the poet repeats at least of the last 3 letters of the last word in each line. That is to say, he repeats at least of the last 3 letters, but from that you can conclude that he also can repeat on 5 letters of the last word in each line, 6 letters, 7 letters, etc., etc. Okay, now I present to you a couple of examples in order to clarify all those characteristics of this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin. We'll start with stanza 802. Stanza 802 belongs to chapter 11, and chapter 11 is about the testament of Oftandil to King Osteman when he stole away. Okay, so first of all, Oftandil is the commander of the Arab armies, and King Osteman is king of Arabia. Okay, so Oftandil tells King Osteman that if something very bad will happen to him during his journey to India to meet Tariel, his friend Tariel, and he will die and no one can find his body, then he asks from King Osteman that King Osteman will mourn his death, and will tell about him good things. Okay, so as I already mentioned before, whenever you have a quoting in the stanza, it is automatically in the slow pace, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. So I read the stanza in the translation to English. I read it then in the original language, in the Georgian language, and then we analyze this stanza 802. So the stanza 802 in the translation to English is as follows. if fate, the destroyer of all, destroy me, an orphan I shall die, traveling unmourned by parent, nor will those who brought me up, nor the friend whom I trust enshroud me, then indeed will you, merciful tender heart, have pity on me. Okay. Now I read the stanza in the original language and we'll analyze it. Stanza 802 in the Georgian language is as follows. Tu saču troman damam hos, ovelta damam hobelman, garibi mogde garibat, verdami tiros shobelman, verar shem sudron das dilta da velza misan dobelman, mun shemitz alost kwenman ve gulman motzalem lobelman. So here the first two words of line number 1 are two Sa-chut Roman. Two consists of one syllable, of course. Sa-chut Roman consists of 4 syllables. So in total, those two words, two Sa-chut Roman, consist of 5 syllables. Then the fourth word of line number 1 is Da Mamchos. It consists of 3 syllables. The next two words are Overta. It consists of 3 syllables. And then we have Da Mam. Consists of 2 syllables. In total, those two words, Overta Damam, consists of 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obelman. Obelman consists of 3 syllables. So, in conclusion, you can say that the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 1 is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. Or in other words, line number 1 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables. Okay? And the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word of line number 1 is Damam Hobelman, and the rhyming is on Obelman. The last word of line number 2 is Shobelman. Again, the rhyming is Obelman. The last word of line number 3 is Nisan Dobelman, and the rhyming is also on Obelman. And finally, the last word of line number 4 is a very long word, Motzalem Lobelman, and the rhyming is on Obelman. So the rhyming is on Obelman, 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 and Obelman, the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. And because of the fact that the rhyming is in Obelman, it is very natural to say that the poet repeats on the letters that Obelman consists of. It is very logic, very trivial. That is to say, the Obelman consists of the letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Total 7 letters. So the poet repeats on the last 7 letters of the last word in each line. Okay, then we have the first 2 words of line number 2 are Raribi Mokde. Raribi consists of 3 syllables, Mokde consists of 2 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Raribi Mokde, consist of 5 syllables. Then the third word of line number 3 is Rarebad. It consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the next 2 words are Ver Da Mi Ti Ros. Ver consists of 1 syllable, Da Mi Ti Ros consists of 4 syllables. In total, those 2 words, Ver Da Mi Ti Ros, consist of 5 syllables. And finally, the last word of line number 2 is Shobelman. It consists of 3 syllables, or Belman. Okay. So here, line number 2 of stanza 802 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables. and the rhyming is on the last three syllables of the last word. The last word is Obermann, and the rhyming is on Obermann. This is the last three syllables of this word. And the repetition is on the last seven letters, as I mentioned before. Then we have line number 3. The first two words of line number 3 are Veral, Shem, Sud, Ron. Veral consists of two syllables. Shem, Sud, Ron consists of three syllables. In total, those two words, Veral, Shem, Sud, Ron, consists of 5 syllables. Das, Dil, Ta. The next word is Das, Dil, Ta, the third word of line number 3. It consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the words Da Verza, Misand. Da consists of 1 syllable. Verza consists of 2 syllables. Misand consists of 2 syllables. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 2, that is 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obermann, that consists of 3 syllables. So in conclusion, you can say that the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 3 is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. Or line number 3 is broken into 4 segments of 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 syllables. And the rhyming is on Obermann, that is the last 3 syllables of the last word, is on Dobermann. The repetition is again on the letters O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. In total, on the 7 letters of the last word. Then we have the first 2 words of line number 4. Moon, She meets Alos. Moon consists of 1 syllable. She meets Alos consists of 4 syllables. So in total, those 2 words, Moon, She meets Alos, consist of 5 syllables. Then we have the third word of line number 4 is Quen Manwe. Quen Manwe consists of 3 syllables. Then we have the next 2 words of line number 4 are Gul Man. It consists of 2 syllables. Mot Alem consists of 3 syllables. In total, the first segment of line number 4 consists of 2 plus 3, that is 5 syllables. And finally, we have Obermann. So that is consists of 3 syllables. So the structure of the 16 syllables of line number 4 are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. The rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say Obermann. And the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word. That is very long word, Motzalem Lobermann. Okay, so in conclusion, you can say that because of the fact that standard 802, the poet quotes the things that Aftadin tells to King Osterman before he goes to the journey to visit his friend, to India to visit his friend. So when you quote the things, it will be always in the Balishari, in the slopes, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Obermann, 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 and Obermann, and the repetition is on the last 7 letters of the last word in each line. And the 7 letters are as follows: O, B, A, L, M, A, and N. Okay, so we finished with standard 802. In the next step, I will present to you standard 791. Standard 791 is an aphorism about love. What is an aphorism? An aphorism is a concise statement that expresses general truth, principle, or sentiment. Okay. In the poem, we have more than 200 aphorisms about love, brotherhood, friendship, and so on. And usually whenever you have aphorism in the stanza, then it will be in the fast-paced Magali Shairi, that is to say the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. But we have also exceptions, that is to say we have also aphorism in a slow pace, the Bali Shairi, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line in those aphorisms is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. But here in standard 791 it is not exceptional. It is like most of the aphorisms that are built according to the Magali Shairi in a fast pace, and therefore in standard 791 the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. So now we'll read this stanza 791 in the translation to English. Then I will read it in the original English and we'll analyze it. Okay, so stanza 791 in the translation to English is as follows. Thou hast read how the apostles write of love, how they speak of it, how they praise it, know thou it, and harmonize thy knowledge. Love exalteth us. This is as it were the tinkling burden of their song. If thou conceive not this, how I can convince ignorant men. Okay? And now I read it in the original language and we'll analyze it. Stanza 791 in the original language is as follows. צדיק יתחב סיכווה רולסה מוצי כולני רגואר צרן ותתריין ותקבן צאן צנובני מיפרן סיכווה רולי אגווה מגלבס ותשבואני אמס שברן שנר ג'רחר וסתמללי קצני ותפצה שבע ג'רן. Okay, here the first word, line number 1 of stanza 791 is tzadikit house. It consists of 4 syllables. The second word is sir va ruli. It also consists, again, it is sir va rulsa. It also consists of 4 syllables. Then the third word of line number 1 of stanza 791 is mochikulnit. It also consists of 4 syllables. And finally, the last two words of line number 1 are ragwar, teren. Ragwar consists of 2 syllables. Teren also consists of 2 syllables. In total, those two last words of line number 1 consist of 4 syllables. Therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 1 of stanza 791 are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word of line number 1 is teren. And the last 2 syllables of this word is eren. Okay? And the last word of line number 2 is mia peren. And the rhyming, it consists of 4 syllables. And the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables, that is to say, eren. The last word of line number 3 is jveren. And again, it actually consists of 2 syllables, and the rhyming is on eren. And finally, the last word of line number 4 is sheva jeren. Sheva jeren consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of this word sheva jeren, that is to say eren. So the rhyming in this stanza 791 is on the last two syllables of the last word in each line. That is to say, Eren, 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 and Eren. And therefore, actually, the repetition is also on Eren, of course. Yeah? Yes, and Eren consists of four letters, A, R, and N. So the repetition is on the last four letters of the last word of stanza 791. Then the first two words of line number 2 is Vit, It, Rian. Vit consists of one syllable, It, Rian consists of three syllables. In total, those two words, Vit, It, Rian, consist of four syllables. Then we have the next two words of line number 2 are Vit, Akeben. Vit consists of one syllable, Akeben consists of three syllables. In total, Vit, Akeben consists of four syllables. Then the next two words of line number 2 are Tzan, Tznobani. Tzan consists of one syllable, Tznobani consists of three syllables. So the next two words in total consist of four syllables. Then we have the last word of line number 2 is Mi Aperen. The word Mi Aperen consists of four syllables. Therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 2 are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay? Or we can also say in the other words that line number 2 of stanza 791 is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And again, the rhyming is on the last two syllables of the last word. The last word is Mi Aperen, and the rhyming is on the last two syllables, that is to say Eren, and the repetition on the last two four letters of the last word, Mi Aperen, that is to say on the letters A, R, A, and N. Then in line number 3, the first word of line number 3 is Sir, Wa, Ru, Li. Consists of four syllables. The second word of line number 3 is Ad, Wa, Ma, Lebs. It also consists of four syllables. Then the next two words of line number 3 are Vit, Ejwani. Vit consists of one syllable. Ejwani consists of three syllables. In total, those two words consist of four syllables. And finally, the last two words of line number 3 of stanza 791 are Amas, Jreren. Amas consists of two syllables. Jreren consists also of two syllables. Therefore, those two words in total consist of four syllables. Therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in line number 3 of stanza 791 are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And the rhyming is on the last two syllables of the last word Jreren, that is to say Eren, and the repetition is on the letters A, R, A, and N, on the last four letters of the last word. And finally, in line number 4 of stanza 791, we have Shen Al Jerhar. It consists of four words. Each word consists of one syllable. In total, they consist of four syllables. Then the fifth word of line number 4 of stanza 791 is Ush, Tzav, Lel, Ni. It also consists of four syllables. Then the next two words are Katsni, Vitpsa. Katsni consists of two syllables. Vitpsa also consists of two syllables. In total, those two words, Katsni, Vitpsa, consists of four syllables. And finally, we have the last word of line number 4 is Sheva Jeren. Sheva Jeren consists of four syllables. So, in conclusion, you can say that this, line number 4 is broken into four segments, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And the rhyming is on the last two syllables of the last word Sheva Jeren, that is to say Eren, and the repetition is on the last four letters of the last word, that is Sheva Jeren, that is to say the repetition is on the letters A, R, A, and N. So in conclusion, we can say that stanza 791, that is about it talks about the aphorism about love. It is according to the Magali Shairi, it is in a past tense, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables are 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, or each line is broken into 4 segments of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say, Eren, 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 and Eren, and the repetition is on the last 4 letters of the last word in each line. The 4 letters are as follows: A, R, A, and N. Okay, so we finished with stanza 791. In the next step, we will focus on stanza number 2. Actually, this great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, consists of prologue and epilogue. Prologue is the introduction to the poem. It is not part of the story. The epilogue is also not part of the story. And because of the fact that we can actually write the poem without prologue and epilogue, for that reason the structure of the 16 syllables will be, in stanza number 2, will be according to the slow pace, but actually the real reason that the structure of the 16 syllables in stanza number 2 is according to the Bali Shari or slow pace is because of the fact that in stanza number 2 the poet quotes it himself when he prays to God. And when you have a quote in the poem, it is automatically in the Bali Shari and the slow pace. And therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line in stanza number 2 are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. And the rhyming is on the last and the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Okay, so I read the stanza in the translation to English, then I read it in the original language, and we'll see on how many letters of the last word in each line the poet repeats. I remind you that the rule is that the poet repeats at least of the last 3 letters of the last word in each line. Okay, so stanza number 2, in the translation to English, is as follows: O one God, thou didst create the face of every form. Shield me, give me mastery to trample on Satan. Give me the longing of lovers, lasting even unto death. Lightening of the burden of sins I must bear thither with me. Okay, so in stanza number 2, poet praises God that created the universe. The poet asks from God that God should protect him from Satan, and he also asks from God that God will give him the longing of lovers lasting until the death, and also he asks from God that God should lighten his sins. Okay. Now I read the stanza in the original language, and we will see on how many letters of the last word in each line the poet repeats. The stanza number 2 in the original language is as follows: Merto, shen shekmen safer obli satanisa, shen damipare, zleva metz dat runmat me satanisa, momץ מגנותה סורבילי סיק תדמה גסתניסה צוד ותה שסובוקה בה מונתנת הסתניסה. Okay, so here I will not repeat on every word of this stanza. because of the fact that the poet quotes himself, it must be in a slow pace, the structure of the stanza, and then the body sharing. Therefore, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line are 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the repetition is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. The last word of line number 1 of stanza number 2 is Tanisa. It consists of 3 syllables, Ta-Nisa. The last word of line number 2 is Satanisa, and the rhyming is on the last. This word consists of 4 syllables, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables, that is to say, Tanisa. And the last word of line number 3 is Gasatanisa. The word Gasatanisa consists of 5 syllables, and the repetition is on the last 3 syllables of this word Gasatanisa. That is to say, Tanisa. And finally, the last word of line number 4 of stanza number 2 is Tasatanisa. This word consists of 5 syllables, and the repetition is on the last 3 syllables of this word Tasatanisa, that is to say, Tanisa. So the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. Now we see on how many letters of the last word the poet repeats in stanza number 2. The last word of stanza number 2 in line number 1 is Tanisa, and Tanisa is the body. Here the poet repeats on all the letters of this word Tanisa. That is to say, on the letters T, A, N, E, S, and A. In total, 6 letters. Then the last word of line number 2 of stanza number 2 is Satanisa. It is the Satan. The word Satanisa consists of 8 letters, and the repetition is on the last 6 letters, that is to say, T, A, N, E, S, and A, Tanisa. Then the last word of line number 3 is Gasatanisa. This word consists of 10 letters, and the repetition is on Tanisa, that is T, A, N, E, S, and A, the last 6 letters. And finally, the last word of line number 4 in stanza number 2 is Tasatanisa. The word Tasatanisa consists of 10 letters, and the repetition is on the last 6 letters of this word Tasatanisa. That is to say, T, A, N, E, S, and A. In conclusion, you can say that in stanza number 2, that is the prologue of the poem, introduction to the poem, the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. And the letters are as follows: T, A, N, E, S, and A. And in addition, also, we saw that because of the fact that in stanza number 2, the poet quotes himself the things that he prays to God, therefore it will be in a slow pace according to the Dabal Shairi, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line, that is to say, Tanisa, 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 and Tanisa. But I gave you this, I presented to you this example in order to see how many letters the poet repeats on this stanza number 2, and so that the poet repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. Okay, so here the great poet Staveri succeeded to combine all these characteristics in one poem, and you can read this great masterpiece and enjoy from it. This great poem, The Night in the Panther Skin, is translated into 55 languages, and it is considered one of the most genius poems that was created by mankind. Okay, thank you very much.